We're late anyway. Hi, we're late.
Everybody's
It's Tuesday with the
chat.
FOMO
We're
squad.
talking here.
We're backstage just chatting it up. All right, it is Tuesday, and I am Nate, and I am joined by Hagen of Lettuce Comics, Dope of Dope Comics, and Eric from Side Quest Comics. Claws up, boys.
I had a claw in each paw. Trademark
Ooh,
Hagen.
I forgot what flavor I had for a minute.
I got lime today. It's rough.
Oh man, I'd trade you if I could. I got the black cherry, which I like, but it's not what I was expecting.
Lime tastes like lemon pledge.
You're right. It is fantastic. We were just back talking about Thunderbolts, and some of us, I liked the movie overall, but Hagen, I like what you said about that. Just in the like current climate of Marvel movies that we've had, it seemed better than maybe it was.
Yeah. So for context, I haven't watched the movie yet. I've only been seeing what people have said, but I very much grew up with the MCU. Those came out at a very formative time in my life, obviously. And I used to avoid, like the plague, social media in between when a movie would come out and when I was able to see it, if I didn't see it first day. And I still haven't seen Thunderbolts because I'm just waiting for it to come to Disney Plus. But I haven't gotten a spoiler or anything other than the fact that it's called something that it wasn't advertised as, which, whatever. But yeah, I just think that like Marvel has not been firing on all cylinders since Endgame. Like No Way Home was fun because it was cameo goodness and we got to see Spider-Man, but was it a great movie? Not necessarily. And then most things after that haven't really hit. Multiverse of Madness was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I just thought it was awful. I wanted to walk out of the theater.
Okay, I saw it once, thought it was not fun. My son watched it again recently, so like most of it was on in my house. Still couldn't tell you what happens in the movie or what it's about. It was a big.
You're talking about Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah, that one was really disappointing for me. So it just kind of goes to Hagen's point that I think it was Thunderbolts was a case of, if I'm measuring it against those experiences, it was great. I had a great time.
I like Thunderbolts. I thought it was a bunch of off-cast. I thought they tried to use the James Gunn recipe like they did in Suicide Squad, and just have a bunch of off-cast and outcast. It was good. I like goofiness though, so you gotta like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed the characters a lot, but
they're definitely not Avengers. None of them. Yeah, none of them has going to beat up anybody in the Avengers, I don't think.
I have to briefly defend myself against Derek. One of the main points of contention that I've seen with like the Multiverse of Madness is that if you don't like it, you just don't get Sam Raimi. I get Sam Raimi. I understand him.
I love Sam Raimi.
I just think it felt completely and totally wrong. Like, first of all, it's called the Multiverse of Madness, and we went to two places, and we could have done more than that. The writing was really awful, and the main reason for America Chavez being who she is was that she got afraid of a bee, and that's just not super cool. I don't know.
I mean, you remember
really wasn't
specific. I don't remember any of that. I remember America Chavez being in it. I remember running. I did think I remember the octopus.
Zombies.
Well, I was going to say the octopus fight. That was very Sam Raimi to me. That was a moment that his style came through, but that's not enough of a reason for me to stick with that movie.
So the Barbarian. Hot take: Evil Dead is overrated.
Did y'all watch Shang-Chi or any of that?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that was that good. And
I thought it was fine.
Outside of the Marvel universe,
I thought Shang-Chi was a really cool kung fu movie for like 25 minutes. And then it was a superhero movie again. But that 25 minutes was really fun. Yeah.
I liked for whatever reason, I liked the CGI madness at the end of like the Chinese,
the dragon,
mystical,
and all that.
Yeah, that stuff was wild because I mean it didn't look like what you normally see in a movie, but yeah, it was fine. It was fine. So yeah, that's what we were talking about backstage. We were saying that movies are okay now. Yeah, Doug, I watched it. My son fell asleep and he was fine with that. It was okay.
Yeah.
Parts of it.
I gotta tell you,
I like the way that Fantastic Four looks. I think it's going to be better than I didn't have big expectations for it, but it's looking like it's going to be good.
I got high hopes for that and Superman. I think that I don't like want it to be like, oh, superhero movies are back. Like, we got to stop like knee-jerk reacting to everything. Just tell a good story. And I think in both of those cases they're trying to. So I hope they succeed.
If you could only see one, which one would you guys see? Nate, I know that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a choice.
I'd go Fantastic Four.
That makes sense, Dope. Because I think Superman's gonna be a big sci-fi extravaganza, and I know that's not your thing.
Eric?
Between those two, I'm probably gonna have to go Superman because I'm just not interested in the other one all that much. I don't like what their different universe explaining, so it turns me off a little bit.
It would also be Superman for me. Fantastic Four looks good, but ever since I was a little kid, the Fantastic Four have been my least favorite superhero team. So,
well, ever since you've been a little kid, they've been making movies that were not fun to watch.
I'll be at both opening tonight. So,
what's that?
I'll be at both opening tonight. So,
I will too. Yeah,
I in all likelihood will be as well.
There's an IMAX screening, I'm pretty sure, on opening night. I want to say hi to the chat. We've been highlighting a few things, but there's a lot of people here, man.
Yeah.
K Munin, the Scoffer, thanks for being here. Big Lyle.
Hey, Lyle.
Matt had a great show earlier with Thomas O'Donnell. Hey, Robbie Josephs.
Hey, Robbie.
And Derek, Uncanny Derek. Sorry to make you wait.
I watched his video this morning. He went to the
Niagara
Fall Con.
It was good. That was good.
Con wasn't though.
No, I know, but and that's what I told him. I was like, I'm sorry you had a crap experience, but I mean, you having a crap experience was fun to watch. So there's that. Michael, thanks for being here.
I think he says like $80 to get in or $60 to get in, 20 to park.
That's a lot.
Comic-Con, the one we're going to, Heroes Con, but $25 a day. We got a 3-day pass for $75.
I was about to say you can get a 3-day pass for $75.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Matt from Impressed. Hey, Chonko.
What's up, Chonko?
What's up, dude? I hope Spain treated you well.
Yes, welcome back. Christopher Parker. Dope Comics. Who let that guy in?
Good grief.
It's Steppo. What's up, Steven?
What's up, Steven?
Hey, dude.
I'm scrolling. I don't. Oh, JSS. My friend Chubbs. He liked Now he's a Marvel guy for sure.
I've never seen that before. I liked Multiverse of Madness. I don't like Sam Raimi. I've never ever seen that before.
It is his way. It's okay. Everybody's different. Sobo the Barbarian is here. And I'm sorry. I know I'm missing chat banter right now. But I'm scrolling just to highlight everybody.
You can't keep them back.
That's another friend of mine in real life, Sarich Leaguer. Up and Adam, someone else who I just watched a video of. He actually talked about the CBC Awards and who he would nominate. I think he may have picked one of us for something.
Both of us, I think, for different categories. That's good.
Guess,
so we don't have to box.
Yeah, but I really think he
picked all 3 of us or all 4 of us.
Okay. Yeah, I just felt he was really pushing for you, buddy. And so did this guy, Chonko, also nominating Dope for most comedic. Which is a darn good choice whenever that opens this weekend. My friend Himbo, Superman 5 and Fan 4 Stick are the only movies I need. I think you mean Superman 4, the
Now,
one
here's
that I
one
made
that
him
I'm
watch with
looking
Nuclear
forward to.
Man.
And Dope, you might want to go see this one. Is
JX?
28 years later. I am
I'll be
super
there
excited.
opening night.
Yep, I'm super excited for that one. I get to rewatch the other ones because my wife has never seen the other two. So,
Well, the crazy part about it is we get back from the con in July. You got Superman, you got Fantastic Four, and you got Jurassic Park. All three,
I forgot
all weeks
about
in a row.
Jurassic Park too. Yeah,
That's gonna be that's gonna be an explosive month for the movie theater.
That
Yeah.
might be the month that I do like the Regal Unlimited Movies membership. And then cancel it the
Oh,
next
they'll change that. There's no way they're gonna let you go see those 3 for one convenient low price.
I'm gonna make them tell me no.
Speaking of heroes, so last Friday, some of us were on with Colossus Collector, and we talked about kind of what our plan was. And I still don't really have one. I just have a couple of lists. But I'm really upset, Eric, Mike Grell.
yeah, it's
No
making
longer
me have to go
attending.
through that list again because I was kind of loosey goosey. I was like, okay, yeah, he's there, and then I already have something lined up for Sunday, and then I was thinking Roy Thomas, but it's like, what if I can't get to those? Which is kind of when they said that he canceled. I'm like, oh, I still kind of would like to get some, but I think I might be at that point of, hey, look, his line is short. That type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Grell was no joke my number one. I was going to take my first issue special. I don't think I was.
You mentioned Jim Shooter, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't even really think about him. I have so many books I could get him to sign.
And the thing is, my Shooter book is a jerk move. I don't want to take the Dazzler graphic novel and make him sign it. I know, but I hated it.
I mean, I want to take a DP7 New Universe because it meant something to me. Yeah, it wasn't good, but it meant something to me at that time. So
yeah, the Dazzler graphic novel means nothing to me other than anger. Like, I just want to be like, why this and this, and I don't want to be that guy.
Hey, Mike Grell might not be there, but my Grell will be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, my game plan is just to get my big books on day one and get it over with.
And do you want to talk about what you're hunting?
I will be after a Hulk 181, a Avengers 1, and a Hulk 180.
Damn.
And I'm going to knock them all out day one. And
Great.
then I know how much money I got the rest of the week.
Dope, really quick before we gawk at your choices, I got to say that segue was as smooth as the top of your head is. Like, kudos to you, buddy.
Nair.
And then Derek saying, so no big books.
Well, I'm a Hulk collector, and the biggest 2 books I need that I don't own is a 181, which I've never really wanted until here recently, and the 7th appearance of Hulk would be Avengers 1 because they quit after 6, and that's the next time he appears. So I will have to get that. So that first day, I plan on just walking around looking at wall books.
I'm gonna stand behind Dope like this.
Yeah, we're going to find the big books.
I'm
not leaving your side
like that.
And after I find my big books, the rest of the week I'm just going to party and buy little books and chill.
Dope, are you going to look for raw or slabbed or any?
I want blue CGC labels.
Okay.
So the Avengers about a 3 to 3.5. The other 2 at least a 5.
I'm gonna find a book. I'm gonna find it for him, Nate, but it's gonna be this one.
Oh yeah.
No, I think it's wild. Yeah, I can't wait to follow you around on Friday and just watch somebody buy their dreams.
Well, there should be a ton of 181s. You know what I mean? They should be everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There
was one vendor that I saw, I think it was last year at Heroes Con, who had they had their wall that's made out of like those wire shelves that they like put in upside down. You know what I'm talking about? Yep.
Yeah.
And one full one was just Hulk 181s in different grades, in different like raws and slabbed, and yeah. So
it's like going to the dealership and just picking which grade, what price you want.
Yeah, don't buy the first one you see, for sure.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do a lap. Like, that's the plan, right? Do a lap.
And another thing that I really want is for the Hulk 181, I want a real red one because they fade real quick.
Yeah.
I've seen high grades like 5.5, 6.5s, and they'll be like pink just about. You know what I mean? So, or orange.
Here, let me grab mine.
Yeah, with things like that, like the color's the biggest deal for me.
Yeah, the red fades first. It's the first color it usually fades. Yeah, that's really, really deep red. I like that one.
Yeah.
This is a 3 too, so.
Yep.
It's a good looking 3, man.
It's not a 3.5. I'm out. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eric. That book's garbage.
This is old too. I looked it up. This was like slab back in like, I don't know, 28, 29, something. It's like way back when they're a couple of years after they started. So this thing probably hasn't been pressed and cleaned that's in here.
Yeah, I want that. No, 180. I mean, 180 is important too. 180 to me, I like the 180 better than 181 probably, but I like both.
Yeah. 182 is a good one too to get.
So 180, you want 180 in a slab too, even though he's not on the cover?
Matching number. So if I'd like to have 5s in both or whatever.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. You want a solid pair for your poker hand of CGC poker.
Hey, Dave is selling his 9.4 if you want a 9.4.
I don't think I want a 9.4. That's a little too high.
No, for sure. I don't want a 9.4.
No.
That's the book right there. I really like that one, Eric.
Wendigo on there.
Yep.
Derek, I don't know if anybody here disagrees.
I think we all agree.
Yeah, 180. I mean, full panel. He speaks. The costume. It's a first appearance. Mm-hmm. Eric, what do you say?
I ain't getting into that. I just bought them all.
That's the first like comic book fight I got into, like when I started getting on YouTube.
It's first.
Yeah, I did that like 5 undervalued comics, and one of them was 181 because it doesn't make any sense to me that it's so much cheaper than what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I just remember that somebody called me like an angry nerd for saying that 180 was the first appearance, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever.
You see, that's what makes me mad about 182 is considered one of Wolverine's, his appearances, but kind of like 180, he's in one panel and then he's gone.
Yeah. He's a 4th appearance too, right? A lot of people think it's 3, but it's 4th because he's in giant size that came out in between there.
Yeah. And then if you mix in that FOOM issue that supposedly there was a
prototype.
Sketch of him in.
Yeah. See, that what y'all are arguing about was just this week at my comic store. They were saying that Spider-Man 299 is the first black suit.
Oh, here we go. That's kind of the same argument.
His whole body's in there. Even Todd McFarlane says that's the first black suit. So
yeah.
But 300 gets all the love.
What about this? Didn't this come out the same month?
I believe so. I don't know.
I think one was first of the month. That one was like at the end of the month. But I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, there's also the one from Secret Wars, right? Is that one of them?
Yeah, that one's supposedly just the origin. Come on.
So here's another idea I was thinking about the con. If everybody's running in through the front, why wouldn't we just run to the back and start going from the back forward? Because who wants to go through the same box as everybody else is went?
There you go.
Okay, I wish you wouldn't have said that out loud because that is a great idea. But yeah, Steppo says when you go in, turn left to start, not right. Catch the vendors first.
Don't go with the rest of the sheep, in other words.
Yeah.
I don't know. This back to front sounds like it could work. just we just go in and haul ass.
You got a power walk.
Everybody's like, where the hell are they going?
They don't yell at you.
It's gonna be you in that papoose that you sent me. You and I are just gonna be like booking it to the back of the hall.
Nate, you got to pull that up.
I mean, I don't think that's a real product. I don't think they make a man-sized baby carrier.
I know how to sew. We can do this. We can make it happen.
If someone can find me one, that sounds like a good time at the con. Hagen carrying me in that big thing. Oh. I'll have to find that picture at some point here. Anybody else okay, so Dope. I mean, that's your plan. I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of people kind of like you said, Eric. If I see that the line's not bad, I might see Bill Morrison. He is a creator on The Simpsons. Mike McCone, Mike Allred, Dan Parent. He does a lot of Archie art. So, I mean, I like Archie. So I could see going to see him.
Things that I'm going to look for, though, are just stuff that I came up with for my yearly goals type of thing,
Mhm.
I'm about halfway. I mean, they're big books, so if I walk out of there with at least one of them, I'm fine with that. The rest, I have so many runs that I'm working on. So, like, actually in my CLZ app, I have like a tab that's like wish list. So I'm just going to start every time I come across a book, like one of us shows one or somebody else shows one, I'll go in there and look it up and just hit wish list. So I have this big wish list of
Yeah.
stuff that I can go look for that aren't.
I do too, but isn't yours like mine's obscene? Like it's
yeah.
so many books. What was the one I put on there last week? Roach Mill.
Oh yeah, that's
remember when Rich showed that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, if there's Roach Mill at Heroes, I'll probably buy
and
it.
that's the thing. Some of those I don't think we're gonna find. But it's worth looking for. It's fun finding. And imagine when you do find that book, it's gonna be like, yes,
A book I've been wanting that I ain't told anybody about, but it's called FOMO 7, and it's a magazine.
Uh-huh.
At the very back of the book is the very first ever Ghost Rider that Mike Pluger. I mean, the very first prototype ever. I mean, this is what Ghost Rider was supposed to look like, and it's drawn by Mike Plug, and it's on the very back of the book. So
these are kind of hard to find too.
Yeah.
This is this is number 19. I like but I have the Conan one too.
Well, I love Ghost Rider. Just the fact that that's the very first drawing ever when they've just sketched him up.
Yeah, that's a good one to have. And these, you don't see these a lot because these were subscription things back in the day that they just didn't hold up.
I'll be looking for them in horror magazines, any of that kind of stuff while I'm there.
Yeah. I know it's really dangerous to just go in without a real plan or direction, but it's kind of what I want to do. I just want to I want to go digging and see. But yeah, I'll have a budget. I'll stay in it.
Well, I have been working on a fun list for us to just kind of help guide us a little bit.
Okay.
Like different video ideas, like our one of who finds the weirdest comic of the day type of thing.
Yeah.
I have some other ones with a little bit of help from Cliff, because Cliff posted something in that little group chat, and I kind of wrote some of them down. Like, see, one of them that he wrote down was hidden gem hunt, where you look for any merchandise or comic about one obscure character, and you try to find anything of that character. It could be a button, it could be a magnet, maybe it is a comic. So stuff like that, I think of dope with some of the, the orb that you like. Let's go find the orb type of thing, stuff like that. So
freaking orb.
I got a nice.
I wonder how many little dollar books people are going to bring though, because you got to pay for a damn $4,000 or $5,000 for that table.
Yeah,
so I figured they'd bring a lot of big books trying to get their money back.
I've talked to dealers about that before, and they say, yeah, they may sell a lot of them, but it's not enough to basically break even and cover the table in the spot, because those are pricey spots.
Yeah, most of the time when I go to smaller conventions, I always hear, I've got that, but we didn't bring it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will swear to you that they have dollar bin and 50-cent bins there. They do.
Even a lot of people who have big wall books they'll have discount bins because they got chum they got to get rid of too, and they also know if you got a guy digging for dollar books, he's gonna look at the wall. There's a chance, not a good one, but some dollar bin diggers might go to that wall and buy something, and at a big con, they're probably more likely.
Yeah, I felt like they might bring dollar books, but I feel like the dollar books they bring might be more like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman, more than, hey, let's get the orb and Human Flame, because
they'll bring the sure thing sales.
Yeah, X-Men books, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see a bunch of X-Men and ASM and Batman and
that's what Steppo says is like the thing I'm keeping in the forefront of my mind is I'm not buying anything unless I know how much it's worth, like I'm not going to tell myself, oh, I think that's a good price. I need to know. So no matter what it is, like because cons are just notoriously, you know, a place where books can go for too much. You got to do some haggling sometimes. And if the price isn't right, just go, you know, just walk away.
Yeah, because especially at a con, like Hagen has said before, there'll be plenty of them there.
Yeah.
And I saw where still only 35 cents has a spare Foom 7. And if he brings it, I will buy it from him.
There we go.
There's another one.
Bring it all the way from England, though.
No, he's in Melbourne. He's in Australia.
Ah.
He's all over the dang places. What he is. Dave is an international man of mystery.
It's crazy he's going to this fun.
It's fine that you thought he was from, or he lived in England, because Aussies are just English people that have respect into crime. So
well, I knew I'd seen some of his books where he's got a bunch of Pence books.
Mm-hmm. He goes after those.
Yeah, and that's where he's from. I'm pretty sure.
I was about to say I'm pretty sure he's from England, but he lives in Australia.
And he comes here for our comics. Eric, you had suggested you were just talking about X-Men and stuff. I need to take this back to the library. Dope, did you read this?
I have read that. I'm waiting on you.
I'm done. It was, even though it's short, it was longer than I thought. There's a lot of words in that.
There was a lot of dialogue.
It's Chris Claremont for you.
Yeah. It was excellent. I mean, that's what I can say about it. It was a pretty straightforward story about you know, weaponizing prejudice with the X-Men. It was good. It was well done. I like the characters. Like I said, it was straightforward, whereas a lot of X-Men stuff that I've read is not straightforward.
So, I read it after drinking a couple White Claws.
Okay.
It was a little confused because the characters are like, hey, Jimmy, hey, Johnny, and I don't know who they're talking about because I know them as Colossus or whoever, but they got multiple names.
Yeah.
So, but
Jimmy Rasputin, Colossus.
Right. He is the Colossus, Jimmy Rasputin.
But the girls, I didn't know who they were, but I thought it was a good story. I mean, I got what they were trying to get over, and
the message.
Yeah, I got the message, and I thought it was pretty good, but it definitely had a message behind it.
And that's what I was gonna say actually. Like, I think if that was your Dope is right. Like, you don't necessarily get like individual character bios. There is an assumption that
they just jump right into it.
Yeah. But aside from that, I do think it's like it's a smallish cast of characters. It's not a gigantic, you know, branching team.
And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. One panel I was like,
yeah. When Kitty Pryde says
taken out of the modern books.
Right. That's what I heard. Like, I looked it up and I saw that it's been taken out. But yeah, Kitty Pryde uses a racial slur, and it's not like
it's not derogatory in a sense that she's making a point.
It is, but it's like it wasn't totally necessary. I get why he did it, and it wasn't a malicious statement or whatever. It just, like, I think that there was I don't know, like Dope. My jaw. I was like, "What? This is a Marvel book."
Yeah,
and she's like a 13-year-old girl. It was
As soon as I saw that, I started panicking. Like, what year did this come out? You know, I'm trying to figure out because that would never apply in today's time.
That's one of those moments where even if you're alone in your house, like, you close it and you like look around.
I didn't write it. I'm just reading it. I swear.
I mean, it's basically the story that set up the theme for mutants. So I mean, that's why it's such an important, you know, seminal story for the X-Men is that you know, they're establishing that they're feared and hated because of what they are.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like they talk about how Stan Lee talked about how there's a character for everybody, and that seems to if you're an outcast, you sit at the wrong cafeteria table, or you know, you're a punk rock kid, or you're whatever. If you're an outcast in any way, you seem to be drawn towards the X-Men.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard like in World War II, or I think it was World War II, that, you know, we were, you know, casting people off to the side because they look different than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all that came from. And, he said, hey, this is certain kind of people and this and that. So,
Well, I mean, the obvious one is that we locked up Asian looking people in internment camps.
you said a lot better than I could. So, but yeah. And, he created somebody for everybody. And that's where he came up with that idea from. Of course, I also heard that he's the Thing. So I don't know if you've ever heard of that. And then I've heard his favorite character is Hulk. But
I always thought Kirby was supposed to be more what Ben Grimm was modeled after.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I knew one of them was the Thing.
Because Kirby always had the cigar. He was kind of squat and
he was made out of rocks.
He was made of orange rocks.
Were they both Jewish?
Yeah.
Kirby for sure was.
And Stan was
from
Stanley,
a rough town.
Stanley Leibowitz, him and his brother Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole history of the Captain America 1, right? Where he's punching Hitler, because they were pissed about all that. So,
yeah. So, I'm gonna go on a brief tangent about that. So, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, two Jewish writer and artists, created Captain America as a way to say, like, hey, the United States kind of needs to be getting into this. We can't just keep sitting on the sidelines. And then they did, and it was a really controversial thing at the time because, I mean, Hitler at one point was Time's Man of the Year, and they didn't think that he was like an upstanding guy, but he was the most influential person in the world, very clearly. And it wasn't a popular thing to say that it wasn't a popular thing to do. And so to have a Jewish writer and a Jewish artist make a piece like that, where it's just like this picture of like idealized America doing what needs to be done, was really, really cool and really impactful. And that's why it made me so angry years later when Nick Spencer made him a Nazi. I'm still upset about it. I stopped reading comic books for 3 months when that came out because I was so pissed off. And everybody kept telling me, like, the people that I knew would tell me that, like, it might turn into a superior Spider-Man thing where it actually makes a lot of sense and it gives you a new appreciation. No, it didn't do that. It was just a bad story, and they made Captain America a Nazi, and you can't do that. It just didn't happen. Well, Hagen, I refuse to believe it happened.
I read this week, Hagen, and I thought you might want it. I'll bring it to you at the Comic-Con if you want it. But have you seen this one yet?
Oh yeah, I love that cover.
I haven't seen that one. Oh,
sorry, wrong button.
No, I haven't seen that one. Oh, that's really cool.
They're all zombies, and
I don't know why it's a crossover. Is it a zombie
Dynamite Marvel? That's a weird combination.
Because Army of Darkness was Dynamite at that time.
Yeah, I know it, but how did they get on the same level field as Marvels? And yeah, we'll do a group work. We'll hang out together.
Don't know.
So I'll bring you that, Hagen.
Yeah, they're pimping out Ash.
I mean, that don't even seem like. I mean, Captain America up here, Ash down here. It don't even seem like that.
Yeah.
It is weird. Yeah.
We'll put our biggest star with your guy. So.
But then again, they're doing Army of Darkness and Red Sonja right now.
Right.
So, at least they're both on the same level,
Yeah.
And Red Sonja has Marvel history. I read, not all of it because it's so freaking long, but I read this this facsimile I picked up a while back. Have you read any of it, Eric? It's wild.
I loved it.
It is ridiculous.
Yes.
Number one, it's printed on newsprint, and it just looks great. But like when Dr. Fate comes swinging in on this chandelier and he kicks this guy, and he says, "This hurts me worse than it hurts you." Why would he say that? Like, why does he have any sympathy for the villains? And then he punches this guy, and he says, "Get a good beefsteak for that black eye you're gonna have when you come to." And then the guy he knocks into this picture frame.
Oh my God!
If you want to play with art, you're liable to get framed. It's one after another. It is.
Does it have the original date that was published in it? Because that was like what in the late
30s?
40s?
Yeah, I do not know the date that it was originally published. I think 41, possibly, is what the copyright says down
Yeah,
here.
I got super excited when I saw my boy in there, and he was punching Nazis. I was like, yes,
Which one?
the Aqua Bro.
Okay, I was gonna say there's Aquaman. There's a Green Arrow story.
Isn't
There's
there a Spectre in there too?
something called Radio Squad. There is a
There we go.
Steven
we
is
were
saying
right.
1941, by the way.
Yep, Johnny Quick, 1941. Thank you. And I saw him say something about it's the vernacular of the day. It's why I love this so much. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
This guy, I haven't read this one yet, but it's Clip Carson. They just alliteration was real big to be a hero back in the day. This is a pretty cool, like, for the Superman serials.
I think it's cool that in the reprint, they reprint it for page.
Yes.
They don't like, oh, let's put a modern ad in there. No, they put the original.
That's what I love about these facsimiles is you literally get the experience of the time with the ads. But yeah, this old Spectre story.
Spectre in there.
And then there he is, Aquaman.
With his blonde hair.
Golden Age Aquaman.
It's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. So this was, David, the Garage Geek, he had shown a military one they put out not too long ago. That was a Golden Age, and it had this one story in it called Boomerang Jones, which was about an Australian guy who had a boomerang, but he had red hair and freckles, so he looked Irish, but he was Australian. It was called Boomerang Jones. It was hysterical, and like when he talked about it, because he was giggling the whole time, I ended up getting it, and it was great. Had a Black Hawk story. It was like this. It's like 64 pages, man. It goes on forever. So I didn't kind of hesitate to get that one because I really like Dr. Fate. And when I flipped through it and saw that you got Green Arrow and Aquaman and all that, this is what we keep talking about. Like this was $5.99, but like the reading value of this is so much, it's so much more of a time investment than a modern book.
Yeah.
It's always made me disappointed when they do facsimiles in modern dimensions with modern paper. Like I will not pay for that. But if you do it like with Golden Age dimensions, even though I don't have bags for them, and like print it on like newsprint, I'm way more on board with that. And if like don't put like 10 cents on there, because then you get into the whole like people are going to try and take advantage of other people. But like make it not super duper obvious, and we're good to go. I would love to have. I need a newsprint reprint of Cap 1, because I'll never own a Cap 1.
Yeah.
Unless Steven adopts me. But I need a newsprint. I need a newsprint facsimile of Cap 1. That would be great.
They did make one of, like Action 1 and Detective 2027 are both out there right now, and they're oversized, original dimensions, newspaper.
I've got the Action 1. I just don't know if there's an issue with it being like timely versus Marvel, because I know that they did the Marvel milestones of Cap 1, but I'm not sure. I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but I'll buy it.
What you got, Dope?
I gotta show you something cheesy. I'll show you something cheesy. I read a lot of books every week, and Eric's got me reading.
What do I got you reading?
Yeah, you got me reading a lot of this, right?
Yeah.
So, I want to show you something cheesy. This is 2004. To me, that don't seem like it's that long ago. But I see this ad in here. Here's an X-Men game. Here's an X-Men game you can buy and play on your flip phone. You know how shitty that would have been? How hard would that have been?
Oh my God.
Hot cell phone games.
Yeah, how hard would that have been to play on your flip phone?
Oh, can you imagine the resolution?
And there's somebody that's probably like the world's greatest hot phone games player. Just sit there, play 2 at a time, Look at your little control pad. You ain't got anything.
I'm waiting for that documentary.
Wow.
I saw that and I said, good grief. That's 2004. It feels like so long ago. That's worse than Atari in a lot of ways.
That is one of my favorite things.
In every way, that's worse than Atari.
Those old ads. Oh yeah, I love them.
So,
like if you want to play Snake on a flip phone, that's one thing, but you can't play like what looks like a Mortal Kombat ripoff.
Yeah,
it looks like finishing moves 7-7-9 left right.
Pound.
Yeah. Oh man! When I saw that, I was like, "What in the hell is that?"
That's great. And again, not to keep beating a dead horse, but Eric has mentioned before, and I agree. Like they don't have ads in books anymore.
No, I miss them.
It could be a way to get costs down.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but also like there's something about that like timepiece that these old books have. Like I wasn't around in the golden age, but seeing these ads is still really
see the ad
cool.
for the X-ray glasses.
The sea monkeys.
I love that crap. It's
I don't know if I told you guys this, but one of my favorite classes that I took in college was an archaeology class, and my professor told me that you can learn a lot from like the crypts of dead kings and pharaohs and stuff, but you learn more from looking through trash heaps. From just like you learn more from going to like the town dump. You learn more about that society than what they choose to bury with people. And those comics, specifically from that era, not so much now, but those comics were disposable. They were meant to be read, enjoyed. If they had coupons in them, you cut them out, you send them in, and then you get rid of the comic book if you want to keep it. Like sure, but there wasn't like a resale market back then. So for all intents and purposes, they were disposable. And after you read them, they were garbage. And it's really fascinating what people from that time chose to keep and hold on to and protect, even though back then it didn't have like the monetary value that it does now. I just think it's really, really neat. It seems to be the good stuff that has been protected and not the like cliche, less important stuff. But
I think that's one of the things that makes Golden Age valuable is a lot of them did get cut up and torn up, and posters got taken out and all that kind of stuff. You look at new modern books, as soon as you buy it, you put it in a bag and board. There's going to be 9/8 of everything out of our generation in the 20 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
I just saw to speak to what JX brings up here. I actually think Earth will eventually have a ring like Saturn, but it will be made of Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way we're going to get rid of them.
With their cold, dead, lifeless eyes.
And I say that I've got like 5 back there, but I don't have a house full of them.
I have one.
It's the new Beanie Baby.
Yeah, it really is. And even as somebody who doesn't collect them, sometimes I find myself like, they know what they're doing. They do everything so that a character that you like, you'll see. You'll be like, oh, I like that show. Oh, I like that movie. And
he glows in the dark now?
Holy crap. I love glow in the dark stuff.
This one looks like a sugar skull for no reason whatsoever.
Let's see. Is it who else picked up We're Taking Everyone Down with Us? The robot. Did you get it, Eric?
Yeah, I got them right. Actually, I just caught up the other day. So
well, I'm not caught up yet. I bought 2 and 3. I read issue 1 and immediately gave it to my wife. It's just I could tell it was one of those books. I was like, you need to read this one. This was special. JSS has been talking about this one for a while. So last week I picked up number 1, the 3rd printing. Oh, what's that?
That is a variant cover. I think it's C.
Okay.
So that's one of the variant covers. Yeah. I forgot what artist it is. Pissed.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. It's just like it's a girl growing up with in this like big technological place. Her dad is mysterious, and
I kind of described this to some people. It's James Bond-esque is what it is. It's a supervillain spy thriller type of thing.
Yeah. So highly recommend, even though I've only read issue 1. I'm really excited. These are going right next to the bed.
I don't know how many issues this is going to be, but I've only seen through 5 issues. So there might only be 2 more. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to finish the storyline.
I'm okay with that. Like some of my favorite things that have come out recently have been limited series from Image.
Love a limited series.
actually, last issue of The Moon is Following Us comes out tomorrow, and I'm really excited. And that's been really good. And that wraps it up. And you know, when the trade comes out, if you haven't read it, you should find the trade and read it because it was really good.
This is only 3 issues, and I'm loving it. It's
Yeah,
so
you
dang
are.
hell. It's
And
it's
are there 2 issues of that or just one?
There's 2 out now.
2. I haven't read the other one yet, but it's right
Okay.
here. So
I got the A cover.
I've got to get issue 2. The issue 1 kicked ass. I had so much fun with that.
It's Catholic, and he talks about, you know, everything's God's will. And here he is trying to fight crime at 70 years old, and he realizes he ain't what he used to be. But if he goes out there and gets beat up by a couple of bank robbers, and you know, but actually, you know, he don't care. You know, it's God's will. He's out there doing the best he can do, and I kind of like all that.
Yeah,
you know,
I like the art in it. It's very, it's not polished art. Is the only way I can think of it. It's very, I don't want to say it's bad as rough as in bad, but it's definitely got a gritty style to it that I think
raw.
Well, that cover for 3, I really like. I think that's going to be.
Yeah.
You can tell I take care of my books. You see all that water damage?
Yeah. did you take that on a jet ski?
I laid my white claws on top of it, baby.
Somebody play taps. No, that's a cold day. It's called A Cold Day in Hell, right?
Yeah.
That is, it's Old Man Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like if you want to pitch, it's Old Man Daredevil. It's so good.
I was gonna say, man, I like a lot of the I read Old Man Logan. I liked it. It was interesting.
A lot of people say it's like the Batman. Tell you what's that, the Last Night or whatever?
Dark Knight Returns.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it was a while ago, but the first Spider-Man Reign miniseries, where Spider-Man was like old and crazy. And like talking to Mary Jane's ghost and fighting people as an old man in a Spider-Man suit and getting the crap kicked out of him. I liked that.
Avengers Twilight was really good.
Great too.
Yeah.
I haven't read that stuff yet either.
Very brutal. If you don't want to see a bunch of skinned bodies everywhere, it's the craziest Spider-Man I've ever seen. The most brutal Spider-Man.
What I like about this dope is that so far, so this is issue 2. So far, Percy is 2 for 2 for leaving us with a huge cliffhanger that it's like, oh my God, I got to get the next issue to see what happens.
Yeah, that's why comics should be.
It up.
And I feel like Percy, he does a good job of writing comics for comics. A lot of people do like a trade. They write like they're in a trade, and then they just divide it up into 5 issues, and they just end wherever they end. They don't make you want to come back for the next one. But he does a good job of leaving cliffhangers. So
and so much of the time too, I feel like they have like, I got a good 3-issue story, and they're like, okay, make that 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You know, they make them stretch it.
Guys in a subway, you would never see that in a Spider-Man book usually.
And look at the sound effect that he put in there for when he opens the door. Go to that first panel. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
it just perfectly captures that.
Yeah,
sound.
That's well done. It's a good choice of colors and letters and all of that. Like that's well done.
I was very hesitant about that series after Predator versus Black Panther. Oh, so I was very worried, but so far it's delivering.
I think it's fine that a Spider-Man book has skinned hanging bodies in it. What I don't want to see is him happily married. That would be a bridge too far. But skin bodies, I'm cool with. That's the Marvel way.
Just let him have a wife, damn you! Like let him marry Mary Jane. At this point, I don't care. Just let him be happy.
It's been like it's seriously been like over 20 years since that crap, right? Like, I mean, it's been a long time.
We could just forget about it. We could just forget about it. It's fine. Although I will say, if we had to get it's called One More Day or Brand New Day, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
We had to get that so that we could have a couple issues before. There's an issue where Spidey goes to the raft to confront Fisk because Fisk ordered the hit on Aunt May. And he takes his mask off and beats Fisk nearly to death as Peter Parker. and talks mad shit to him the whole time. And it was a great Spidey moment. I don't know if that one moment is worth all of this, but yeah.
But why did Kingpin hire a hitman to take out a 90-year-old lady?
So Kingpin hired a hitman to kill Spider-Man or to kill Mary Jane.
Okay.
And the Spidey sense kicked in and he dodged it, and then Aunt May ended up getting like winged by it or something like that. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I kind of remember that now.
Yeah. The real question though, does anybody care? That's the real question. What the specifics are.
I do like my friend Himbo's idea here. Like, remember Stop or My Mom Will Shoot with Sylvester Stallone and Estelle Getty? Like, that's the scene I want. Like, you know, there's a predator coming for Peter, and here comes
VHS right there.
Comes Aunt May with that.
Dave says he liked the Exquisite Corpses. Are you reading that one?
Yeah,
I
got that one around here somewhere too.
Yeah, I've got it over here.
I'm looking forward to issue 2 of that one because I really liked how issue 1 established the setting. You know,
the game
kind of walked you through a little bit of the startup of the crazies getting to the town, and you know how they were blocking it off. A little bit of history of all these rich families and stuff like that. I liked the setup, and then just right at the end they kind of just let it go. We saw a little bit of it start. So
they had that bracket, like a basketball bracket at the end. So it looks like that's going to be in each different book. You're going to get 2 or 3 different.
And it's like I got feels of the Purge and Running Man and
I
all
felt
that
the Purge.
Stuff, you know.
Running Man for sure. I'm not I'm 90% like excited for this. I'm afraid it won't hold up to what this is because, like you said, Eric, I've got all these like nostalgic, like Running Man, especially. Like I've got an idea in my head, like, oh, this is where they're going. So if it's different, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Tinian solid.
There's one big splash page in there that I was going for the damn strong man, and he got his head blown off.
Yeah.
And
I was like, well, there he goes.
Brutal. I was like, dang.
Well, and that's the other thing is like, because they have this bracket system, like it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Like if you literally don't know who's not going to make it, like, you know, if it's rug pull moments and jump scares and big surprises, that's what I want. I just know that that's not the easiest thing to pull off.
It kind of felt like a horse race. It's like, I put my money on that guy. Now he's gone, you know?
It's a crazy idea, and I really like it.
Well, since we're going over what we're reading, you guys picked a lot of the ones I had aside. So the last one I have left, and I picked it for dope, is Feral.
That's a great cover.
I do love that cover.
So this is the newest issue of Feral. This was one of my favorite ones. They did a Halloween kind of homage too. That was kind of cool. So yeah, they extended already past what their plan was, but they're starting a new story arc of going to the mall. So
good.
And it's weird. It looks like a Disney movie, but it is not a Disney movie. Some of the stuff that happens in it's pretty hardcore. So I'm really, really liking that one. I got it because I liked Stray Dogs, you know.
Christopher's right. He's talking about Tide, and you know, you never know when his next issue is going to come out. The only bad part about that is Exquisite Corpses. He might be on a hiatus for 6 months.
That too. Yeah.
The last book of his I read like as individual issues is The Deviant, and the last issue took so long to come out. I haven't read it yet because I literally have to go back and reread.
Yeah.
Well, if you look, I think it was 9 issues, and if you go and look, it was like a year and a half to get 9 issues.
Right. Another book like that for me, which was still one of my favorite books last year, is called Grommets by Rick Remender.
Oh yeah.
And the 7th issue of that took forever to come out, to the point that I also, I don't know about, so I keep saying how much I love limited series. I'm a little heartbroken that Grommets was over. Same with The Moon Is Following Us. So I might that might be a reason I kind of avoid, like I keep putting those at the bottom of my pile. Like, oh no, I want to save that for last because I really like it. But I think part of that is also I don't want it to be over.
I think Grommets will be back.
Do you?
Well, I mean, it was a big hit. It was a big shocker, and they're not going to turn around money. I mean, they're going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a
I would-
spin-off, but you could.
I
you
would
could make a
rather
Gromit's world.
I would rather they keep it to like where they come out with like a Gromit's 2 rather than have, I don't know how many issues it ran for, but rather than take that story and stretch it out from 6 to 24 issues. Because if you
Yeah.
do that, like it can become absolutely unbearable,
Yeah, they might have like a Gromit's New York or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a bit like it. To me, it felt like the Karate Kid took place in California. It was the 80s. It just had that 80s movie vibe to it.
Well, if you do Gromit's New York, you have breakdancing and spray paint and
I do
subways.
like that. I do like that.
They got
I
the
love
cardboard.
the Breakin' movies are top notch. I mean, Breakin' and Breakin' 2. I own both. They're so fun. Jean-Claude Van Damme is in, I think it's the first one. I think he's in Breakin'. He's a background dancer. Yes, and Eric's doing the dance. He's like wearing a like a wrestling, onesie, and he's just back there just dancing. It's embarrassing to watch.
When they get to Gromit's Volume 15 and it's Gromit's Tennessee, it's over with.
They're making moonshine.
Skateboarding at the creeks. That ain't gonna work too well.
That is funny. Yeah. The only other book I brought was the free comic book day of Archie, which I've had on my nightstand for a while, and I was just in the mood for something fun and silly, and it really it was fun and silly. So Jughead has a dream that's all Indiana Jones. They have a character called Pool Noodle that's obviously Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was Matt from Matt Likes Comics. He said like that this is the character's first appearance or whatever. So if he ends up in the Archieverse, the Champions or whatever it's called, I don't know anything about it. The superhero side of Archie. There was a Barbie one that was like not good. But then this one here was this one's all memes. So every panel is a meme. So you got like the distracted boyfriend meme in the first panel.
Do they got the Batman slap?
They don't have the Batman slap. I love Cherry Blossom is doing the Wolverine with the picture.
Yeah. That's funny.
It is.
Ooh, something about the impact font on that next page over makes it like way too corporate for me. You know what I mean?
Archie saying like that's the thing is this is very it's very outdated. I mean, it's the "This is fine" meme, the "Debate me, bro" meme, or "Change my mind," and then okay, this is good though. So Jughead's dog, Hot Dog, is the surprised Pikachu.
Oh.
So I thought that was funny.
That's worth it for a free comic book, yeah.
For a free, I mean, it was free. I didn't pay money for this. I would have. We all know I would have. Yeah, that's it. It was Archie, there, and surprisingly for a free comic book day comic, this had like 6 complete Archie stories in it, and about half of them were kind of fun to read. Anybody else got anything they brought to talk about tonight?
We got some books we can show. Yeah,
got some books.
All right, let's do it.
Ready? First one I'm going to show I got just for dope because it's an awesome cover, and this is my favorite Dracula. Found this at a show this weekend. Look at Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
That is my Dracula right there.
Blood on the lip.
Yeah, look at his bloodshot eyes.
Looks like our janitor in my work.
Yeah, that's a dealer at the show I went to this weekend had a whole bunch of these, and a lot of them were the Hammer covers and stuff. So
that costs a lot of money. If you find them at cons, they're either really expensive or they're really cheap. But some people really love them and they think they're gold, and other people don't know what they have. So I love to find.
Yeah, it's good shape. So, and he had the guy had stuff. Anything he had priced under $50, he had half price. So, yeah, I got some good pickups from him. Let's go to Marvel. I got kind of a semi goal book. I've been after this one for a while. The Nut Shot.
Oh, the Nut Shot.
So I've been looking for this for a while. Yeah, it's classic McFarlane.
I love the way
I was just about to ask you that, Dope.
Yeah, I really like his Hulk. I like the kind of bowl cut mole Three Stooges.
Yeah. His blockiness kind of fits the Hulk's body form a little bit.
And I always love Spider-Man's webby web whenever McFarlane does it.
McFarlane gives the Hulk a really pronounced brow. Like it's just,
Yeah. And then since I'm on Spider-Man, I picked up this one. Dallas Cowboys and Spider-Man.
That isn't that very sought after. That you could only get that
in Dallas.
At Dallas, right? Yeah, that's a hard one to find.
Part of the what is it? The Dallas Times Herald. So every city they did something like this. I have the Chicago one,
and it's got Ringmaster in it, one of my favorite bad guys.
Yeah, those are the bad guys.
We need to do Ringmaster and the Orb working together.
Yeah, that's the crazy. They'd beat everybody. It wouldn't even be close.
Ringmaster and Orb
specifically to dig through one of the dealers I knew that had a bunch of these.
Nice.
And all his stuff, all his comics were half price. So, and I knew him as he was a guy I used to work with. So he gave me a little bit of a buddy deal. I'll go through them real quick because I got some cool horror ones. I'll just pick a couple. So he only had two Lois Lanes. So I grabbed those.
Excellent.
Half price. And then I couldn't get all the Jimmy Olsen's he had. I am not kidding you. It was like a stack. So I only got some of the ones that I've never seen before, like some of the older ones. So this is, what is this, 45?
Yeah. That's a 10 center, man.
Yeah. So I kind of was going for those, the ones that I just never seen or I thought were interesting, like this one. I've never seen this one.
It's a white cover.
I don't have that one.
I love when they put the flight lines and they have when they have Superman posed in a way that does not make sense for him.
How about this one? What the heck is going on here?
I love this one.
Yeah.
It's the Batman Superman of Earth X, man. Everybody knows that.
Let's see. This one's a good one for Jimmy with superpowers. Sunboy, Elemental Lad, and Lightning Lad.
I have that one.
And then I'll show one more. This one.
Oh, that's the second Darkseid.
Darkseid, yeah. So for $10,
basically,
I'm like, I gotta get that one.
You got that for $10?
$10.
Is it in good shape?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the spine's beat as normal, but it's got no dog ears or really big folds or anything like that. It's just a little dirty.
That's awesome, man.
Probably could use
why are Darkseid's books like not expensive at all?
Because he hasn't been Thanos. I mean, outside of DC fans, people. I mean, they don't know who he is.
Into my dope with this stack, so I found a bunch of ghosts.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Number 4. I love these covers. This one,
I love all that.
They're great.
This one I liked. I like how they always have skeletons too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a skeleton ghost, man. That's like a twofer.
Yeah. So I found a couple of those. And then this one, being a 90s, this came out 90s, late 80s. I can't remember when this came out, but this is from our generation, Nate.
Oh,
I love that movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And this has, it's called Graboids, Shriekers, and Ass Blasters. Oh my.
Yes.
So it's got them all in there.
That sounds like a great weekend.
That's not the first appearance of Reba, is it?
Maybe in comics.
First Reba in comics?
That'd be awesome. I don't know what this is. Murder. Cool art on there, though. It's like mid-80s. Renegade Press.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I found a lot of interesting stuff. Blue Water Comics. Have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of that.
But I needed Flying Saucers versus the Earth.
You did.
Who else are they going to go against?
Yeah,
you know what? Now that that logo, actually, I do know that logo. What is it called again?
Flying Saucers versus Earth by Blue Water Comics.
Blue Water. Okay. Yeah, I do know that company.
This one, I just saw the first name in the title, and it was an instant buy.
Yeah, that's cool. That looks
zombies.
Like Bernie Wright's an art.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Is that what it says down in the corner?
Yeah.
Give it a little closer. Move it a little closer.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're freaky.
God,
God,
good.
Bernie writes and does like that decayed look better than anyone
so
else that I've
good.
seen.
Right.
All right, this one's by Kitchen Sink Comics. I found a
Yeah.
lot of 80s indies, which are cool. This
Death
one's
Rattle.
Weird Tales of the Bizarre Death Rattle. I mean, come on. It's another flying saucer with
Yeah.
cows. Yeah, they're abducting the cows. Look at the
Yeah.
one still eating, too.
I mean, they're tornadoing them up. Yeah, that's cool.
This was the last issue for this run. I looked it up. This is like volume 2. So there's 3 volumes of this. Look at this. I got to zoom in on this. Now, you
Oh,
can't
that's
tell,
neat.
but
Oh,
all
yeah.
that gray is metallic.
Huh.
Look at the heads in the meat grinders.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Frank Miller, Gerard Jones. Wow, man.
44 pages, still $2.
I got $2.
Yeah, I had to put some of that series back because he had all of them except for number 1. I was like, oh my God. How about Harvey Thriller? So it's a Kirby. I think he wrote this. He didn't draw it, but he wrote it. Blast Off, the 3 what is it? Rocketeers?
Huh.
Interesting cover.
I think I've seen this cover before, but man, that is wild.
Yeah.
I have
That's why
no
I was like, I
what's
gotta
going on
see
there.
what this is about.
It's like Challengers of the Unknown, but
Yeah.
more psychedelic.
Yeah, that
And then
there's
this-
Kirby just being a weird ass dude.
Yeah.
All right, and then I got this one for Indy, Fatima, the Blood Spinners. So I read Zombies, and I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. And I kind of like this art. It's very
That guy. He has a book, Gilbert Hernandez.
Yeah.
A very famous book, and I can't remember what it's called.
Hmm.
It's a long running series.
All right. I'll show 3 more. Okay. First appearance of Bloodstone here
Nice.
for $5.
Who's he fighting? Because that guy
Oh,
looks
yeah.
awesome.
Demon from the Depths. I don't
All right.
remember. Yeah, some monster.
First demon from the depths, everybody.
Yeah.
Savage Dragon prototype.
Right.
And then I found this cool one. I was like,
Oh.
oh hell yeah. I mean, that's kind of that classic 70s invaders, and yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome cover.
And then this one's for you, Nate. It's a go-go checker. And this
Yes.
is probably the first one of this character I have. But I thought it was a pretty cool cover.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to read what number it is. I think that's what the heck? See, I still can't read it.
Against the Ghost Barbarian there.
13 something? I don't know.
I have a couple Hawkman as well, and like I'm not a Hawkman reader either, but I just saw the covers and kind of I think I got one for $5. I was like, I can't pass up a book this old for $5.
Yeah, this was $7 out the door for me. So
it's hard not to give your $7.
Because the guy that I bought those from, my buddy, he mainly deals in vintage toys and stuff. Well, when he buys collections, a lot of times they have comics, and he just buys the whole collection. And then the comics, he's like, I don't really want these, so he's like half price. I mean,
Wow.
he'll pick out the keys and stuff like that because he knows enough to not just let them go for nothing. But a lot of fillers, he's like half price. I don't care.
Very cool. I don't really have anything else to show. Dope.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Cool.
Big Nasty struggling with Fatima.
Oh yeah. So that book, Love and Rockets. I just looked it up.
Okay.
That's his long running series.
Cool.
All right, so I've been on my high horse lately about magazines, so I've been collecting a lot of these magazine covers too. So I thought I'd show you a bunch of magazines today. So
Yeah.
we got comic magazines.
I just showed that picture.
That's
you did.
that's Frazetta, right?
Yep.
This is Frazetta.
Yeah.
Then we got another Frazetta.
Oh, I want that one so bad.
God,
I love
so
that one.
cool.
That's not a cheap one either.
Then we got this one is from the Tomb.
That's cool.
That's
Nope.
great.
Here's what you're looking with me for is these magazine horror. I love the old magazine horror books.
Yeah, I didn't want to show them before the con. I figured everybody might be buying them. This is really cool.
Oh, that's sick.
That's amazing.
And look at all the zombies, skeletons. Man,
It doesn't matter if people go looking for magazines because we're heading to the back and nobody knows that's
nobody knows that rule.
That's,
and the cool part about this in the 70s and 60s was they didn't have to obey by the comic code authority because they're not comic books, they're magazines. Nope. So these are more adult themed.
The crap they had in those. Holy cow.
I have the whole Hulk run too, which is like 30 something issues. It's
really cool. Yeah.
This is the first Freddy Krueger in comics. So
very cool. I mean, to me, these magazines are the drive-in theater of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like they show the crap that they're not going to show at the theater in town. Oh, that's great!
That's so cool. That's so damn cool.
Wow!
Got his tongue out.
That's funny.
I mean, because they sold the monster model kits. That's the joke, is that the monsters putting Alfred E. Newman together.
That's so cool.
Oh man, I've seen that one before. Look at that girl.
Right in the titty.
Yeah.
Thank you, dope.
Oh, you want that pierced?
Titty is a word that just makes everybody laugh. If somebody says titty, my wife hates that word. She says, "Don't say titty."
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a handicap accessible show. If you have difficulty seeing, Dope will describe everything to a T.
Well, this is probably my favorite Tales of Voodoo cover. I like this one for some reason, but it's cool.
Oh yeah,
it's like Fat Skull. He's a little different.
It looks like the
these too.
You know how in foreign countries they'll take a movie poster, but they paint their version of it, like they don't get the actual poster. Yeah. That's what that looks like to me. Like they didn't get the real magazine cover, so they got a guy to he's good at art. Just have him do it.
I think I saw that guy at Walmart the other day.
Yeah. and look, the guy back here, he's like, yeah. So, and if you're ever in a metal band and you need to come up with a name, they've always got cool names for metal bands down the side.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Satan's Bloody Pearls.
Yeah. We're a garden of corpses. So.
Oh no, we're
Garden of Corpses. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. It's Claws of Terror.
Claws of Terror.
That's. I don't know if that's like a skinny zombie or a werewolf or what that is. But
that looks like Jack. Is it Jack Davis, the guy that draws for Mad Magazine? That looks like his kind of art.
I love this kind of art. It's but it's in the tunnel of love, as you can see.
That face looks really cartoony, but the woman is like picture perfect. So he did it on
purpose.
Look
at that witch. She's got her whore tied up. So
man,
trying to get Fire Crotch to cool it a little bit. So
yeah, got her chained to the floor, man.
Got some boots on. I like the witch. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, she's wearing stilettos. I didn't even see that.
That seems very impractical in whatever environment that is.
Walking around in your cave with your stilettos.
What century was that supposed to be?
Oh, but this is really black, really good color to it. Some of
the green is really bright too.
I mean, you got decapitated heads on the cover, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're chopping them off as we go. So
I like the devil. I like the shirtless devil. He's like
too.
wearing the classic.
That's Dr. Supernatural Macabre, whatever the hell his name was.
See, this book was 35
Dr.
cents.
Diabolical something.
This is 1969. It's 35 cents. And a comic would have been what, 20 cents then?
Yeah.
So this is a lot better deal. You get 3 or 4 stories. It's all adult oriented. So
I mean, I love that devil guy took the time to put the hood thing on, but he's like, I ain't got time for a shirt.
It wasn't time. It was a choice.
What is that thing?
Chicken leg looking thing?
Yes. It's a chicken
I think they messed up and didn't have enough time.
It kind of looks like a Stretch Armstrong ripoff got like melted together. Like, wow.
All right, we got 3 more left. So here's a really good one.
Oh,
that's a
Psycho.
really
I
good
like
one.
that one. A lot of the art on that one is so realistic on Psycho.
Yeah.
Now him, I saw at Waffle House. I know that for sure.
More. I didn't know Frankenstein's head was hollow like that. It's like a cylinder.
Right.
It's got a hinge on the back.
That is perfectly round too. Like they didn't change the perspective on that at all. They just traced a circle.
He's just gonna throw that brain in there like a bucket. He's done.
A bozo bucket.
He's gonna toss it in there like he's changing an oil filter.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I don't know what's going to happen here. Might be some love making.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even notice the giant tear right here, though, the pull tape.
That skeleton's going to be watching everything. Yeah. That's what he does.
And one more. He got it in the titty, too. So.
Whoa.
Is he ripping her face off?
Yeah, is her skull exposed there?
Yeah, on the side.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Did you hear how gleeful Dope was just then? Was
Yeah.
her skull exposed there? Yeah, on the side.
There you go. There's y'all some horror comics. If you ever get bored of just collecting regular stuff, find you some of them comics.
Yeah, I keep avoiding like there's all the creepy reprints that they have, but I also avoided the Savage Sword of Conan, and I wish I hadn't because that was so good.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of those. I love the Savage Sword of Conan. The Hulk ones are really good. There's other superheroes Marvel came out with. They're good.
Yeah, I had to get a new magazine box. I've been working through the Savage Swords, the originals, and the old Vampirella. I've been getting those, and Planet of the Apes. That's another one I've been getting a lot of.
And plus, if you're like a nerd, if you're like a Spider-Man or a Hulk nerd, and you're like, when I grew up, I always like them songs on the flip side of the album, like nobody knows. Like you got to be a real fan to know this.
Yeah, you do.
So that's how the magazines are. Like you got to be a real fan to know that Hulk story. You know, you got to know what's going on. So
it is like it's a little hipstery. Okay,
that's coming. Dope's the comic hipster.
That's coming from me, so that I feel like that's saying something. But I think you're right. I think like if you've read all the normal stuff, like then you start wanting to go to the fringes a little, and those magazines are a great a great connection. You're still getting the hero you like. You're just getting something weird.
Yeah, they're really weird. I got one. It's Hulk number 27. And he gets raped in the shower at a gym, a YMCA. I was like, how does that even happen? And then Bruce Banner runs outside crying in the alleyway. Why didn't he just turn into Hulk?
I mean,
we're not victim blaming, are we?
No.
Well, I mean,
Good
if you're
Lord.
crying, I thought when he got mad, he's supposed to turn into Hulk.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It should have happened halfway through, and that guy should have got his dick ripped off.
Well, y'all just keep talking. Let me find number 27 for you.
Eric, David, the Garage Geek. He's another Planet of the Apes fan.
Yeah,
I have a lot of those magazines.
I got almost all of them. The last show I went to, a dealer had those, and he had them for really cheap. I got like a ton of them for $7.
Damn it! Dope. David is letting us know why the transformation did not occur. I didn't know that scientific fact.
Oh my god,
David, they make pills for that, bud.
We might have found out things about Bruce Banner we didn't know. He might have.
Well,
maybe he wasn't mad.
Maybe he wasn't mad.
He was crying because he was ashamed.
Okay. It's okay. It might
like
be
the crying game.
It might be another Jim Shooter moment. So, did Jim Shooter write this issue?
Let's see who wrote this one. Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief.
So he okayed it.
But you can see there he is at the YMCA going into the bathroom. And he actually says YMCA and everything. There he is taking a shower. These two guys are watching him. They got him all up against the shower. He's sitting over here with his soap. Oh, one goes outside and guards the door.
Movie.
Yeah, one goes outside and guards the door. Says, "I was first last time. You take this punk." So then he's in here with the shower with him.
Oh God, Colossus just got here. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like.
So then he runs out in the back and he's crying behind the place in the alleyway. And then he gets mad and turns into the Hulk. Little late for that.
So too little, too late. Wow.
Hulk 27.
Well,
it's a cool cover too. I like that cover of that one.
It's on the list.
I have a couple of those.
I can see you go around a Comic-Con asking, "Do you have that?"
I'm going to. Hulk 27. I ain't afraid. And I'm gonna parade it like you with your 181. I'm gonna be like, I got it. I got the Hulk shower issue.
Get Jim Shooter to sign it.
And I'm gonna take that and this Dazzler damn graphic novel and tell him throw it down. All right, Shooter, sign these and explain yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shooter, sign these and explain yourself while you do it.
You tell me why this was necessary.
Oh my God.
We'll get to the Hulk in a minute. First, why did you have Dazzler fall in love with that old man? You got 2 copies.
Oh my God.
Hey, it might be worth something one day. It's a key. It's never happened before. Nobody's ever raped the Hulk. Pick it up when you find it. You'll see me at the con. I have about 5 more in my hand.
Oh
my God!
This might happen in the next Avengers movie. I gotta get these keys.
Everybody, if you don't have a dope in your life, you need to find you a dope.
Yeah. I'll always remember that time dope got me deplatformed.
Dope has gotten us put on a government watch list and blackballed by
White Claw did it. White Claw did it.
Yeah, that's true. Your Honor,
I knew I'd had enough White Claw tonight. Whenever I started calling a Big Nasty, I started calling him. I was thinking in my head, "There's old Big and Rich, Big and Rich." You know the country fans. Like, what the hell? Why do I keep calling him Big and Rich? And I was like, "Oh, his name's Rich. That's where I'm getting it from."
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna saddle up his horse and ride into the city.
For now on, I'm calling him Big and Rich.
All right.
God.
Do we want to look at new books, or did anybody have anything else they wanted to show? My list is mercifully short.
I might be under 10 books this week.
Yeah, you say that.
I do, but I usually find more.
Oh, there is some good stuff this week, though. Like there really is. So, Absolute, Green Lantern, Superman. I'm not getting either. This issue of Superman, Ricky talked to Hagen and I about. And so this is Truth, Justice, and the American Way. The rumor is that this is kind of partially the plot of the movie, like part of the movie may be based on this. But it's Superman versus the Elite is the cartoon version of it. And it's got this guy, I don't remember his name. Manchester Black. That's his name.
I like him.
Yeah. So this was a good Superman story. If you haven't read it, Facsimile could be a good way to grab it if you wanted to. Amazing Spider-Man. Are you doing that or Astonishing X-Men, Eric?
Nope. Well,
Batgirl.
Astonishing's online. Batgirl I'll probably do because they started a new story arc the last issue.
Yeah.
With Lady Shiva. It's like her origin story or something like that. So
this one, okay, I don't need all the number ones, but this one looks kind of interesting. Be Not Afraid. I'm going to click through the covers. So we have the biblically accurate angel, right? The wings. That's and all cool. The eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
We have.
Oh my.
Yeah. Right. Right.
That's Jay Lee. It looks like.
Ooh, on the cover.
So, yeah. So, and it's just the C cover by Jay Lee.
Oh.
So it's called Be Not Afraid. I don't know anything about it other than these covers. And I think this guy reminds me of the preacher character from is it Poltergeist 2?
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of the Oak Can.
The tall man from
Oh yeah, Phantasm.
Phantasm.
I don't know.
Good
It looks creepy. It looks like it could be good. Like I said, I've got a light week. I wouldn't be surprised if I grabbed this. And then finally,
Yeah.
buried long ago, book 2, lettered by
I'm
our
excited to
friend.
see where that goes for sure.
I am too.
He said he told us there was a twist in issue 3.
Cool. Well, hopefully issue 3 comes out in a month. Like this one there was 2 months between 1 and 2. Daredevil. Are you getting that, Eric?
No.
God, do you like tomboys? It's always there. It's always there. So
One of these days, I'm going to pick up an issue of that just to see for scientific purposes.
I don't know what this is. It's by Mad Cave, and I always kind of look at what they got. I mean, I really like this skull shield thing this guy's wielding. It's very Krull, very D&D.
Yeah, all over D&D.
This was pretty. The Exquisite Corpses, I don't know. I'm sure it's a super rare store variant.
Yeah. I don't see too many of those. I see some Joes. I'm probably going to be getting those Joes.
Let's see. So this one here, this is just a reprint of number 1.
Oh, okay.
And then, are you reading American Hero or just the new one?
I've been getting that one.
Okay. Okay, dope. I saw this and I was like, holy cow, this might be stupid enough. Ghost Rider versus Galactus.
Too much outer space for me.
How
would they even fight?
I don't know. It looks like maybe he turns into a Megazord or something. I liked that cover too.
I mean, look how little Galactus is. I don't know what's going on.
No, I think Ghost Rider is going to embiggen in order to be able to take him on. He's the spirit of vengeance, right? So, like, I don't know. Not getting Godzilla Heist, but you better believe I'm getting Heat Seeker Exposed. The last one they did, Combustion, was a ton of fun. I'm not going to click through all these covers because they get risque.
Whoa.
Oh, God. It already started.
The first one.
I didn't think they'd do it first. My point was,
why not? Why wouldn't they do it first?
I know
all those covers.
They know what I'm gonna do.
Boxes on them.
Yeah, I love this noir crap, and Ed Brubaker, one of my favorite writers, he approves. It's fun. Like you were talking about James Bond earlier. It's very James Bond. Just
I'm
with
getting that Helverine up in the corner. It's got Hell.
Oh yeah. There were some good covers on this one.
Yeah, the last issue was very quick. Dope.
Yeah, I don't really call it the first appearance of Hell Hulk when his head's in bottom of the ocean or whatever.
Yeah. Or they find his finger. They find his finger.
I think the A cover's cool.
Wow.
This one's cool.
I might be getting that one. Yeah.
He's about to get baned.
Yeah, like
right. Yeah, Hell Hulk's cool looking.
I might have to get the Godzilla Heist just because it's Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha
Godzilla.
Since it's on the cover, I guess it doesn't matter. Like that was kind of the twist at the end of the first issue was that the guy doing the heist, like his family was somehow built Mecha Godzilla or something.
My store got number 2 and that was it. So I never saw 1, 3.
I don't know. I don't know if my store got 3. I passed on it, so I'm probably not. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Yeah, there's just not. Oh my God,
Justice Project. I think that's the last issue.
It is.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, another one?
Yeah. Number 2. I mean, some of these covers.
God, cover though.
They're great. But this was one of the worst things I ever read. Like, and I only read 2 issues. I hated it. Hated it. Oh, they got the skull things from Kong Island. Kind of cool.
I like that first variant that you showed with
Yeah, that was my favorite too. Come on, that one's kind of awesome.
Oh, that's pretty awesome though.
I mean, that's cool.
I mean, I think that's my favorite one. It's just the scale is amazing. This is the retailer, the 1 in 50. Is this the one? Oh, this is the 1 in 25. Oh my God, it's a Kevin Maguire. No wonder I love it. He's literally like my favorite artist, but I'm not paying that money.
Hey, we have to see if he's going to be at Heroes.
He's not that I've seen so far. Yeah, Adam Project. That's the last one.
That's the last issue.
Let this one be the devil. I'm picking.
That's another one I can't find. I found number 2, and that was it. What's the variance? I hate that cover.
You hate that book. You've been mad at that book ever since it came out.
You're hate buying this book.
Yeah, that one's okay.
Well, she's fighting everyone's favorite supervillain, the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Skrulls.
I just don't like that A cover, so I'll probably get whatever else.
That's been a good read.
God, that's a cool the rest of these because I love this art in this. It's kind of like that woodcut style. I'd like that.
It's another James Titan book. So,
how many issues are they doing of it?
I think it's 5.
Cool. I mean, I'm not going to get it, but some of these monsters covers, like always, are just so damn good.
For a second, I thought that guy on the first cover was Cad Bane from Star Wars.
He so much looks like it, yeah.
And for a second, I thought this was Mohawk Storm.
I thought it was Pink, the singer.
I like that one.
I love this one. I love this one. And I love this one.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Some character that they have in there. I forgot who she is.
I don't like his creature.
Oh, really?
He don't have like the big. I don't know. He just don't look right to me. It's Jaws. I don't know.
He kind of looks like the creature from what was that 80s movie with the kids?
Monster Squad.
Mac and Me.
Yeah, because he had the gills.
It was Mac and Me. So yeah, this is the last issue of The Moon is Following Us. 10 is kind of an odd number for a story too. Like usually, it's 6.
Usually they go to 12, right?
Yeah. That way you got 2 trades.
But I mean, they're still doing 2 trades because
there's that bunch of junk in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
Monkey meat still going strong.
If my store got it, but they haven't been getting it. I love the first issue.
There's Plague House.
Plague House is coming out. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't like issue 2. It's good though.
I love this cover.
That's a good cover.
Yeah.
Issue 2, it took a crazy turn on me. I really liked issue 1 where it was headed.
Cool.
What else we got?
I'll be getting that Red Hulk. That's been really good for some reason. I didn't think it would be, but I've really enjoyed it. I guess because it's Benjamin Percy again. Everything he does is great.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I heard guys in my shop saying the same thing. Like they were like, "Red Hulk's been really good." Now come on.
Yeah, that's the cover.
That's a nice body.
That's dumb Danny Earls. That's who did that artwork. I can tell.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like there was one other book I saw that.
Sam and Twitch. I'll be getting that. This is a good week for me.
This week you're the Eric.
Space Ghost. I'm getting that. They're doing an annual for him, which I don't know if I've ever seen them do that.
I'm getting all this horror though. I need some kind of Skittles. I need something to break it up. What's that third book right there? That Slasher's Apprentice? Is that what that is?
It's from Mad Cave. It's number 2.
It's a good looking cover, but maybe not. What is that? A Tiger Girl?
Yeah.
I think that's the killer. He wears a mask that looks like kind of like a old tiger mask or something like that. I looked through it. I didn't really the art didn't do anything for me.
Does the Sonic book have any variant covers? We've got K-Mutant in here. We tortured him enough.
Yeah. Let's look at all the Sonics. No.
Pretty bland.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Lots of room for autographs there, though.
Sorry, K-Mutant, I tried.
Reprints.
Yeah, it's all reprints.
Ultimate Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Probably getting a couple of those. they've had a variant cover where they feature like a certain character, which is pretty cool. That's it right there.
Is that Jean Grey?
That's yeah.
So which Wolverine do you like? What's your favorite Wolverine? Do you like old man? Do you like the guy that walks around and just hangs out the bar? Do you love the lover that's over there in Japan? Do you love the guy running with the wolves out in Canada and part beast? Do you like the one that's part of the X team?
For me, classic Wolverine is hanging out at the bar. Somebody says some shit to him, and he puts them in their place.
So normal clothes, and then he just pulls out the claws on them.
Yep. He's got the cowboy hat that gets in his Jeep.
I kind of like the Canada, running with the wolves, hanging out. Man. Yeah, I like that better than just the X-Men version.
The panel that made me really like Wolverine was it's just him in the X-Men mansion slicing salami with one of his claws, like in the middle of the night or something like that. I just thought that was so great.
Well, you was talking earlier about him being a teacher. I mean, Wolverine's kind of like the new modern Conan. You can make him a lover, a thief, a drunk, a barbarian. He's everything.
Yeah, him as a teacher. It's a funny concept because it's his way of teaching is tough love type of thing. But then he'll pick the kid up and be like, okay, did you learn your lesson type of thing? And,
The worst is the ninja. I don't like the ninja version.
The samurai story. Yeah, that was all Frank Miller. Yeah, that's like his jam. I really liked, and I have like 40 some issues of Greg Rucka's run from the early 2000s. And that was just like, it reminded me more of like a Ronin or Lone Wolf and Cub. It was just like, he was just a warrior traveling the country, right and wrong. He was like a one-man A-team. I liked that run.
Is that the run where he has his conversation with Nightcrawler? I think it is. So.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I just had it over here.
Oh, that one run that you like, Dope, the Weapon X that Jason Aaron did, that's a good one too.
I love that. And I liked him. Did you read Hell Hunters? I liked him in the very first couple issues where he didn't have blades that came out of his hand. He just walked around with two giant Bowie knives, and it's the same Logan guy. I mean, he's just chopping people up with two knives. He was just a Vietnam type dude or a World War II guy. He's just a regular guy.
The last two issues got like, it felt really rushed.
It did. It went down in a blaze of glory. It started out good,
but they kind of ended it where they set up for more Ghost Rider 44. Yeah. So we'll see if we get more of him by himself.
Was that written by Benjamin Percy too?
No.
No. Okay.
It's the guy that was writing Hulk.
Johnson.
Yeah. Can't remember his name. It's three names.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah. So back to Heroes, Art Adams and Daniel Warren Johnson. They do not have prices. They're not in that price guide. They're special. Like that to go see those guys, you're gonna be.
Art Adams wasn't too bad when I saw him at C2E2. He was average. He was about like what Chris Claremont was charging. So
I'll be interested to see, just because there are so many creators there. But like C2E2, there could have been a lot of people who were there to see the freaking Hobbits. They don't care about comics. They were there to.
That's why.
So, at this, it's going to be all comic book people.
And ain't Daniel Warren Johnson? Is he the guy that did Transformers?
Yes, he's doing
Transformers. He'll have a mile-long line.
I mean, every Transformers issue has 24 freaking covers. He's gonna be signing stuff all day long. And to be honest, I think I love that run. I'm glad people are into it.
Well, this is one book I'm bringing with me. I already have Chris and Art Adams sign on it, and a lot of people that worked on this book are going to be there. So this might be my, that line looks short, and I'll get this signed.
I saw Mike from Lunch Money has that too.
Yeah.
Christopher says it's Philip Kennedy Johnson. I knew it was three names.
Okay,
so it's not Daniel Warren.
No. But there is a Daniel Warren Johnson and a Philip Kennedy Johnson. Probably no relation. Probably.
Sounds like a president.
Right? Real quick, there are still a few people watching us. Next week, we're going to have this guy as a guest. So Xander Cannon, creator of Sleep for Image Comics. He is the writer, artist, and colorist and letterer. So he is a one-man band for this book. And I reached out to him on Instagram and he agreed to come talk to us. So he's going to come on the show next Tuesday.
He knows the Zimas are flowing, or the White Claw.
Oh, he's drunk down there.
Zima?
What are you talking about? We don't sponsor Zima.
Do they still make Zima?
Yes, they do, actually.
Okay, I haven't heard back from him. He said he'd come on next Tuesday, and then I waited until he said he'd come on, and then I told him about the White Claws. So we'll see if he shows
that.
He hasn't said anything yet. We might.
Yeah, he's blocked you.
We may be ghosted. But he wrote a Tick mini series called The Chainsaw Vigilante that I have had literally since the 90s. I collected anything that the Tick did. Now I don't think he did the covers, but he did he may have done this one looks like him. But he even on this, he was writer, artist, and letterer. So even back in the 90s, he was doing it all. So be very interesting to talk to him. Also, I'm assuming, I think his lettering looks kind of like hand lettering. So that's a lot different than when we talked to.
They had
Justin
a thing
Birch
in there where he was talking about creating the issue, and I found it very interesting that he usually is old school, all by hand type of thing. But I think he did a lot of this online just for the experience of creating it and being able to have layers and change things quicker on the fly. So I find it interesting that he's trying a different tool, as I call it, the computer.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to him because I find the whole process of art creation interesting. And if you do too, you should go watch Eric's video where he draws a gift for Hagen.
Ding ding ding.
Because that was really cool, man.
Thank you.
That video you did with the time lapse and your
I want to do more
too.
I want to do more. I need to get some new setup though, type of thing, to make it easier, because I am done fighting with the old computer. I can't do it anymore.
Did you not get a good one or a new one?
I thought it's still in the damn box because I haven't had time. I know.
Well, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Hopefully your computer is better than your new lawnmower, bro.
Get this. So I had a new one. I was hot. I was hot.
You were steamed, dude.
Oh, you were so mad.
He came over with a pickup truck with a brand new one in the back, and we just swiped it. He's like, I'm not even gonna mess with it, type of thing. He's like, here's one that works. So yeah, it's all good now.
Did you mow your lawn?
I mowed my lawn today because the backyard was getting about this long.
That's funny, man. Yeah, poor guy. We were trying, we were all joking in our text thread together, yucking it up, and
he was not having any of it.
No, this sucks. You guys are a-holes.
He was on the phone with Steel's customer support at that moment.
Oh, that is funny. So this Sunday, Hagen and I on my channel will have David the Garage Geek as our guest. Next Tuesday, we're going to have Xander Cannon on with us in the FOMO Squad. How about you boys? What else is going on your channels or in your neck of the woods?
I'll drop a couple of videos just here and there.
Of course you will.
A pile of boxes, unboxings I got to do. I got one from Stevie D, which I can't believe the size of the box he sent me. So,
awesome.
And then I got one from Johnny, stuff from Cheddar, because his wife started doing some stuff on Whatnot. So I got a bunch of basically dollar books. So yeah.
Eric and Hagen will be getting a box from Chonko coming up soon. He's sending y'all shirts.
Excellent.
That's right.
Twinsies.
Yeah.
We'll be quadruplets at the con.
We'll have to wear the same shirts every day at the con.
Every day. I mean, Friday, Hagen and I will be behind you guys as you buy that Wolverine 181, holding hands and squealing.
Can we just all like link arms, all four, just kind of skip down the aisle, kind of like we're
We're off to see the wizard.
No, we're skipping
Maybe
to the
somebody
back.
will recognize one of us out of the four.
Well, on my way to the back of the convention floor. Hey, aren't you? Nope. Just keep going.
That's a lot easier than doing this when you're going through the short
Yeah.
boxes.
Well, thank you to everybody for being here tonight. Thank you to you guys for being here. This was, as always, a ton of fun. And it took a lot of angles I didn't expect tonight.
Yeah, I'll never look at Hulk the same again.
That's canon, ladies and gents.
All right, everybody have a great night. We will see you in the next one.